Why is this on? Oh, it's because my window's open.
Will Smith. Will Smith.
The Fresh
Big
Prince.
Willie.
The question is Will Smith the greatest rapper of all time?
Well,
Serious question.
And who are we, if not the best people suited to answer that question?
Of course.
We're playing Me Something, yo. It's at play_me_something, SMTHN. Check the Twitter. We're on Instagram and shit too. Obviously SoundCloud, we got playlists up. But today's about Will Smith.
About Will Smith.
Today's about whether Will Smith is in fact the GOAT of this rap shit. But we're not even gonna look at Big Willie style or Millennium. We're gonna do those, don't worry about it. But we're not looking at those right now. We're looking at Lost and Found. Now see, Lost and Found, the single for Lost and Found was Switch, right?
Yeah.
Single for Lost and Found is Switch.
Switch.
Terrible single.
And then Party.
I think that was a terrible.
Yo, it really is compared to the whole album.
Man.
Yo.
No, listen. No. Compared to the album starts with "Here He Comes," which is which is like a Will Smith theme song.
Yeah.
You understand?
Real.
Will Smith starts an album with his own theme song. You feel me? Here he comes. Yes. Oh my God. Oh no. What's the hook on that shit? Because I love it. Hold on. This is.
You got it?
When I do this podcast, I'm gonna be making it clear that Will Smith did both J. Cole and Kendrick's career early and way better in a shorter amount of time.
Damn.
So just keep that in mind.
He starts this with...
Here he comes. He can rock. He can breakdance. And he can pop. He can rap. And he can act. And if it come down to it, he can scrap.
Hey there. Here comes Big Willie.
Yes. You understand? You understand? This is the first song. This is the first fucking song. He starts with a goddamn theme song to let everybody know Will Smith's not a rapper. He's a fucking superhero, all right? He's not a rapper. Y'all niggas are rappers. He's not a rapper. He's a superhero, all right?
So,
He's letting you know off the jump.
Right?
should we call him Hancock?
Yes, we should call him Hancock.
Yeah,
Listen,
for real.
Hancock, that you know from the first song, he's not a rapper. He raps, he acts, put his hands on you if he has to. He's not a rapper. The second song, yo, which is actually I think should have been the single. I'm sure it was a single at one point, but I think it should have been like first single over Switch. Party Starter, yo.
That was a single.
That was starter. Still a single, right? It was second single.
One, yeah.
All right, I'm not bugging out. I mean, I'm not old as you, but I'm not bugging out.
Nigga, I didn't hear that shit.
You didn't hear Party Starter you didn't hear Party Starter?
I fucking heard that. I just didn't care about it.
Yeah. See, now we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that too. We're gonna get into
Listen,
that
at
too.
the
Chris,
time.
Party Starter, hardest
Party
track on the
starter,
shit.
dude. Like, yo, I love the way this track starts. Big Willie! Yo, like, dude, I just want that. I want that sample.
Get on the floor.
Yo,
Listen,
it starts so
listen.
hard, dude. Yo,
Listen,
it starts so hard.
It sounded like Jeezy wrote this shit. This song. Okay,
And
now
the production on it too.
Yes. The beat is iconic as Big Pimpin'. We gotta think about this now. We gotta think about this. Let's go back to 2005 though.
2005.
We weren't prepared. I don't think we were prepared. We weren't in the right mindset.
Hell no, I was in fifth grade, dog.
We weren't in the right mindset to have Will Smith. Like, we were too concerned about what was cool. But like, if you think about it, who's cooler than Will Smith? He's been cooler in like 4 decades.
Straight up.
Who's cooler than Will
True.
Smith?
That's actually true.
Yeah.
Like, what else are we looking for? If Will Smith can give you a song that goes as hard as Party Starter, and to this day, like, come on. If you were a DJ and you didn't have Party Starter on your set list, you were just deciding that you were gonna have a shitty night for everybody. Like, Party Starter's that good. Like, shit goes hard. This shit is just dumb hard.
We're talking about this a decade plus later, and this shit still holds up. This
Exactly.
is still a jam.
What are you talking about?
This is still a jam.
Yo, you know what was going on in 2005? Like, what was the top album in 2005? Was it some Lil Jon shit, or was like, or fucking Nelly and his Lunatics?
I can tell you what the top album was. I can tell you what the top album of 2005 was.
What?
It was The Emancipation of Mimi.
Oh yeah.
Oh
That's
snap!
right.
Okay, never mind. Okay,
Yo,
okay.
I'm looking right here. I just did a quick search on
Yo,
Google.
yeah.
Hip hop albums 2005, late registration.
Yep, Kanye with illustration.
yeah.
Great job, fantastic
the
job.
Massacre,
50 Cent on the downswing.
Yes.
We were distracted by that, but
The Carter 2.
bullshit. I mean,
This is when the Carters were relevant.
Yeah.
oh,
Yo, there ain't.
come on, hey,
Naked Truth.
You don't come on my podcast and slander Wayne, all right? We Wayne on Carter 5, free C5.
Y'all gonna be waiting for a while. I'm gonna be waiting with y'all.
Jeezy was that year too. Oh, we're focused on Jeezy. 50 Cent. The album's not as good as the one before it. Whatever, dog. Will Smith is out here giving you heat, and y'all not appreciating it because we weren't thinking about that. But really, if you're opposed to Will Smith, like, aren't you just opposed to black people, to black men? Like, if you opposed to this. What's after Party Starter? Single Switch? It's alright, right?
Switch. Yeah,
it's alright.
Yeah,
it's alright.
I feel like it's kind of worn out its welcome. I've heard it so many times. I'll still, I'll still make me move, in the right setting. But
it doesn't even compare to the R&B remix of Switch.
You like that
the
one?
R&B remix is great.
I didn't really listen to it.
With Robin Thicke?
You're wild for that.
I didn't really listen to it. I was like, at first listen, I was like, this sounds kind of long. So I was like, I'm good.
Come on.
This sounds kind of long.
I'm good.
Oh my god.
I'm good on the R&B remix.
The R&B remix.
Yo, tell me why it says there's a reggae remix on
That's
Genius.
probably popping.
I never heard that.
I'm sure that's heat too. I'm sure that's
probably
Flames.
popping.
I'm sure that's Flames. I'm sure Vibes Cartel got a feature. I'm sure it's Flames. But we'll get to that later.
Yo, yeah.
Because, this isn't just like... See, this album isn't just Will Smith like, I'm back to rapping again. I'm going to give y'all some music to dance to, whatever. It's also, I'm tired of y'all talking down.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm tired of going at heads.
Come on.
You're just going at heads.
I'm tired of y'all disrespecting me. What's going on? Mr.
Wild.
Nice Guy is basically him
Mr.
just going
Nice Guy.
Man,
Nice guy. How you doing?
see, now, somebody asked me today, does that Will Smith album have skits on it? I'm like... Nah, the songs are kind of the skits.
Yeah.
Because on these tracks, Will Smith is like a personality. He's funny. He's telling stories. He's entertaining. He's a personality on this shit. So the music is the skits too. You feel me?
Hell yeah, dude. Him infusing his personality so much in these songs.
Mr.
Really
Nice Guy's
makes
about
it such a fun album.
Mr. Nice Guy's about his personality and who people see him as. Hey, how's your mom and them? I love that. I love that.
You know what's crazy about that song, and I never noticed? Kyle actually took something from that song where he's like, all these rappers or whatever. He starts doing the Humpty Dumpty shit.
Oh,
talking
yeah.
about the career falling. Kyle actually took
Love
that
that.
shit.
Man, no,
and
listen,
I did not
listen.
notice that.
Nah, listen,
I never knew that.
Nah,
that's
hilarious.
hilarious.
You want? Let's talk rap gods for a second. Give me a second.
Rap gods.
I get y'all. I gotta hit up Genius for this. I can't get this off of my head. Hold on. Make sure I get that.
The lines.
Yo, he actually. You know what's crazy? There's an influence of other rappers on this.
Yeah.
But this is when he references Eminem. You remember the thing? Remember what was the line? The Eminem line that was about Will Smith that you said before?
The one from Eminem.
Yes.
Will Smith and I cussing his raps to sell records. What I do, so fuck him and fuck you too. But
Legend.
I'll tell you one thing. I've listened to every album up until this one by Will Smith, even Fresh Prince shit,
Yeah.
and he doesn't cuss. He got close in one of the songs.
He
what's
bleeps
the,
it out.
What's the sad song on there?
We'll get to that.
The sad song,
We'll get to that.
whatever.
Because
But
on
he
this
bleeps
song,
it out. It was the closest I ever heard him.
Yep.
I think and that's another part of
That's
the
impressive.
difficulty with his image, honestly. But before I get to that,
True.
we should all hear Will Smith said, poet laureate said, okay, people dissing Will sat on a wall. People dissing Will had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put none of their careers together again. It's West Philly, nigga.
Yes.
That's Will
He
Smith.
says that shit at the end,
Yes.
too.
That's Will Smith,
Yeah.
alright? Why y'all fucking with like Beanie Siegel and fucking Meek Mill? Why y'all fucking with Meek Mill, yo?
I don't think they're the same.
Philadelphia don't know they've had their hero. They've had their hero for like 30 years now. Y'all talking about fucking Meek Mill, AR-Ab.
Making Meekin music.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Stop it.
Fuck that, yo. You only fuck with real shit over here, yo.
Yeah, I'll play Miami right now.
What's the
Meekin
next?
music
Yo,
would be
yo,
obsolete.
yo.
Yo, we got Miss Holy Roller coming
Yo.
right after that.
Yo,
Going
so
deep.
Holy Roller.
hilarious.
See, Holy Roller, listen.
when he's
Holy
like,
Roller is
hold
him
on,
flexing
hold on.
as a writer.
Yeah, when he's flexing in
As a
general, he's
writer,
like, yo, I had Jesus with me the whole time, so I didn't have to beat your ass.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes, okay, Miss Holy Roller.
Jesus
possibly.
is saving your life every day.
Exactly. No, see, Holy
me
Roller
being
actually
Will
reminds
Smith.
me of like Superman, the M song.
Okay.
Simply just how he sings it and the content, but it's like Will Smith tells this story because Will Smith can give y'all stories too. tells this story of
Stories.
this girl. She is saved like 30 something. Now she better than everybody.
Yeah.
Always preaching, always in everybody's
she
ear.
has all
Like,
this stuff to say. Oh my God, Will Smith giving you relatable stuff, obviously. Now he says on the hook, which is what Quan was talking about, like he was like, "Yo, where was Jesus when you?" Where was Jesus when in the interlude? It's my favorite part of this whole thing. Now, where was Jesus when you was cheating and you was deceiving me? Where was Jesus when you was greeting your lords was bleeding me? Where was Jesus when every weekend a new man was living with you? Oh wait, he was with me trying to keep me from killing you. Whoo! Now where was Jesus when you was lying and you was betraying me? He's like M and Kendrick Lamar
like
at the
we're
same
in
time.
church.
He was.
When he's because he's preaching.
hell yeah.
When I was trying to make it and you was delaying me, huh? Where was Jesus when the ice was thrilling you?
Meth.
Oh wait, he was with me trying to keep me from killing you. Come on.
Praise the Lord.
Yo, come on.
Woo.
Lord, hear our prayer.
Come on. Y'all be thinking J. Cole is Nas just because he be rapping about trying to fuck your man's girl at a club or some shit. And listen, this nigga tell you, oh, here's my relationship with this God.
Yeah.
With God. Then there's this bitch. Here's how she changed up.
Yep.
Now here's how she thinks she trying to play me. All in one song. He didn't need a whole album for that with like interludes.
song.
And him crying and shit. He didn't do all that.
Wow.
He didn't do all that. He did it in like a song.
Oh man.
He knows what he's doing. Man, he knows what he's doing. Listen. Fuck all that. Cause Chris and I were listening to
Swagger.
Nah, I wish I made that / Swagger.
Yo,
made that
iconic
Swagger.
song on the
Song's
yo.
great.
I got the
It goes at
swag back.
everybody.
Yes. Will Smith on this album on Lost and Found, continuing to just go at people. Just continuing. He just can't stop.
Nah.
And
He's
this
having
is,
so much fun though.
Right.
yeah, right? He is. See, that's
He's
the
hard, and
thing.
you can't like hate him. You
See,
can't
that's
hate
right,
Will
you
Smith.
In retrospect, when we're listening to these beats and even the flows don't seem archaic to me,
Nah.
or and the beats don't seem like weak or like they don't hold up. It's actually quite the opposite. I was blown away by how well this album held up 12 years down the line. It's
Yeah.
2017. We're going back with 2017 years, and I didn't give a shit about it in 2005. And it's still so good.
Yeah.
Now here's the issue. Will Smith kind of has this image. If you're not cursing in your rhymes, people can kind of think maybe you have a problem with people that do.
Yeah.
So even though I don't see it on this album, there was this air that maybe Will Smith is self-righteous or he has a problem with hip-hop. But on I Wish I Made That, he's like, yo, he's on some level, he's like, yo, I wish I made Lean Back just because y'all are fucking with it like crazy.
I wish I made Get Back.
Yes.
Lean Back, drop it like it's
hot.
hot.
Yes. Yes. Seems like summertime is all I got.
Yep.
Because
But
the radio wouldn't.
That's
radio
all they
wouldn't
play.
Yeah.
That's all they play.
They wouldn't. How do you not play Party Starter when it comes
it's
out?
also that a lot of his jams only play during the summertime.
Yeah.
Which is
But
kind of funny.
he makes party music. He made
does.
a lot of party music.
Yeah.
You know, Miami. Get jiggy with it.
Yeah. But why? But why wouldn't the radio fuck with him? Like, here's the question: what? Like, we're removed from the time now. See, because in the time, everybody's like, "Yo, this dude is corny. This dude is whatever. This shit's whack or whatever." Even though in 2017, niggas look me dead in my face and tell me to listen to Lil Dicky. Like,
Yo,
but
still need to
niggas
listen to
look-
Lil Dicky.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Y'all see what I'm
Still
saying?
need to listen to Lil Dicky.
They look me dead in my face and was listening
You
to Lil
still
Dicky.
need to listen to
And we
Lil
weren't even fucking with Will Smith at the time. You
I
feel
would've
me?
told you to listen to Will Smith.
We weren't even fucking with Will Smith at the time, and niggas look me dead in my face telling me to listen to Lil Dicky. Now,
bro, I tell your whole family.
12 years later, like, we have to ask ourselves, what reason did they have for not fucking with this dude? What could you dislike so much about Will Smith that you couldn't appreciate this album, Lost and Found? Like, it's just,
I wonder if
what could you dislike? What about him was so dislikable?
Yo,
it was really just because his image.
Yeah. I think it's more because he was a bigger actor at the time too.
Yeah.
Bigger actor.
I mean, if you act, people are gonna think this is like your side bullshit.
yeah.
But you could tell on it, yo, straight up listening to this, how he talks about how he was heartbroken to leave rap and how much it means to him and all the influence he has on him and just how much making music means to him, man. And like, And like we discussed so many times, how much fun he's clearly having on this album. You can tell he cares about this shit.
Yeah.
You can tell he really cares about it. So
Yeah.
I never got the impression, oh, this is just some side thing to make some extra cash. It's a cash grab thing for Will Smith. No.
Yeah, and
I never got that impression.
Yeah, and obviously now we're more suited to like seeing people do that. Obviously with Drake, Childish Gambino, we're not as like bothered by an actor trying to do that. Before it's like, yo, we have people doing this for like their whole lives, and you want to jump into it. Like, are you out of your mind?
Yeah.
But now we're kind of more open to that. So I guess Will Smith was again just 10 years ahead of his time.
Yeah, that's actually kind of true.
Damn. What did you want? What song did you want to talk about again?
Jiggy nigga.
What line did you want to talk about from Wave 'Em Off? Because
Wave
you know
'Em
he
Off.
does.
When he's like,
he does Pump Your Brakes with Snoop.
Yeah,
Snoop
Punch Your
delivers
Brakes is dope.
He delivers a guest verse that's not as lazy as some of his other guest verses. Because it was 2005.
He does Loretta,
still
which
trying.
You know what's crazy about Loretta is can be looked at. Some people might look at it as like Eminem stand type thing, but I'm like, yo, nah, this bitch had to be really stalking his ass.
Yeah.
Like you can't just write this shit like no.
She was probably real.
This ain't no joke.
That's the difference. She was probably real.
Exactly.
She was probably real.
Wave 'Em Off. He said something like these haters in the coat check on the train or some shit like that, and they just never got off. And I was like, yo, that's a dope line or something. Like,
so obviously, was Wave 'Em Off you wanted to say something about, right?
Yeah, that was off.
Oh, I see. Is it?
Oh, for real? That's a line from Wave 'Em Off?
Don't pay these jokers no mind, wave them off. They all just mad because they in the coat section of the train and they can't get off.
Yeah, some shit like that.
I like that. I fucking like that. Yo,
it was wild.
Yo, and another thing about this is that we're being 12 years later, we have surely after this album came out, a couple years after, there was this sort of newfound emphasis on rapping. It was because of Wayne, obviously, but then the internet, we got these newfound kids that are just kids with microphones. There was this new emphasis on rapping as like a skill in and of itself, you know? So with dudes like Childish Gambino and Drake, part of the reason we don't dismiss them is because we know that rapping is a skill and we know that they're good at it. We don't really, in 2005, we don't give a shit if Will Smith is good at rapping. Yeah. Nobody gives a fuck if he has quote unquote bars. Like nobody cared.
Even
like
though he did.
He just wasn't cool. Nobody really cared. But a couple years later, they started caring about that shit. Swagger sounds like it was produced by Chuck English, by the way. But Swagger. It's not, obviously, but it just sounds like some Chuck English beat, which is dope. But going forward, he did the Switch R&B remix.
Hold on, he even made a song for people who can't dance.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Like, yes.
Yo.
And he told you, and he gave you the blueprint too.
He said slide. All you have to do is fucking slide. You don't have to do any. That's the only dance you need to do.
He gave you the blueprint.
Come on, bro.
He lets you know the pitfalls you might fall into. Nah, don't.
Yo, I'm glad you guys brought that up because I gotta say, at certain points in this album, I felt like Will Smith was my dad. Yo, in Pump Your Brakes, he's telling you, not to get up all in a girl's face. Don't act like you just got out of the kennel when you're going to the club, some shit like that. I'm like, yo, this dude's giving me advice to pick up ladies at the club.
Yes.
He made a song out of that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Will Smith did that shit.
Yeah.
That's wild. Yeah, that's wild, dude.
Will Smith put his hand on the Culture's shoulder and was like, hey, calm down.
Let me teach you something.
Exactly.
Listen up.
Change your approach.
Listen up.
It may have worked in high school,
Listen up,
but
kids.
change your approach now. He literally said some shit exactly like
Can't be
that.
putting your thing on girls' butts anymore.
Yeah, I think that answers Kyrie's question earlier about why people weren't fucking with him because at the time I don't think people were ready for that kind of advice from at least that person. Maybe a newcomer, but not so much
that's
somebody
also what it is.
not from the Fresh Prince.
That's also what it is.
True.
That makes a lot of sense.
And it's another thing that he addresses because he says, why should I try to sound like you? That's the problem with the rap game right now.
That ain't where my head is now.
And that's the thing. It was even harder for someone who is looked at like an outsider coming in, Will Smith, as an actor. He's looked like an outsider on some level, coming in and then having the nerve to not sound like the current sound. That he has some kind of nerve to then not sound the current sound. And then on top of that, try to put his hand on our shoulders and be like, yo, listen, son, like get out of my face with that shit, Will Smith. I don't need a dad.
True that.
But like years removed, you just all that's left is here are good beats, a good rapper, some good songs.
Yeah.
There's some 21. There's a influence from 21 Questions. What's that shit? Could You Love Me?
Could You Love Me? Yeah.
Influence from Eminem.
Yeah.
Like,
I was interested in how he did that too.
What did he not do? What did he not do? Come on, what did he not do?
What
There's a
more would you
reggae
want from
remix, and I had no idea.
Yeah.
What did he not do? Come on. Will Smith did everything but invent dubstep on this shit.
Think about everybody influenced like ASAP Rocky's whole thing is like being jiggy.
Yeah,
that's a Will Smith thing.
Oh yeah, I forgot Rocky says jiggy, pretty and jiggy,
jiggy, pretty boy, pretty Flacco,
pretty Flacco Jody second.
Yeah.
I think I
Kyle
just
using
that
line like I mentioned earlier. Cousin Stiz, Fresh Prince.
But like, yo, isn't that?
But you know, like,
come on, did he not?
All they gotta do is bring dancing back. Like a rapper has to start dancing again.
Yeah.
Once a rapper starts dancing again, it's over.
That's why
like,
Bobby Shmurda was like so fucking huge. He gave us that for like a second.
Yeah.
Before NYPD had to fucking ruin that shit. Yo, free Bobby, free Rowdy. That's
free Yo, how did we get here?
Mad.
You want to throw in a free Kodak as well?
Fucking furious. No, Kodak might have to stay where the fuck he's at. Yeah. Let's see. Let's save that. I didn't even hear the new album yet. We'll give him. Let me listen first before I say free Kodak.
Everything style. He was just a good rapper.
Yes.
Like it's scary to look at it. Like. Yeah. How good he actually was on this album too.
I want him to come back now.
Yeah, kind of.
I want him to come back now. So guys, if the question is Will Smith the greatest rapper of all time? I mean,
he's in the conversation, man.
Is he not? I mean, who's done more?
I'll have to hear more.
Who's done more for us? Who's done more for the people?
The people or the culture?
Quan, you've heard all his albums, correct?
The culture.
Yeah.
What do you think,
man?
Fresh
Prince.
Is he not a contender?
Yeah,
he's at least a contender. Right?
Has he not stood strong in 2 decades?
He's definitely one of the most iconic rappers.
I'd say he was a trailblazer, a
I would say so as well.
Yeah, because there are a lot of people that do what he does now, which is the current, I guess you could say, like the sampling when it comes to like old school funk beats or whatever. Like he did that shit in the 90s, and we all thought that was
funk.
Yeah, and he was doing a lot of even older rap flows that people weren't doing at the time.
Yeah.
But a couple years later, when the boom bap made a little bit of comeback, people started doing that shit again too. Some of those same flows that they don't sound dated to us now.
Yeah.
Is he not?
He even sings on Brand New Funk, which is wild. That's a Fresh Prince song he sings on.
Man, I don't. What more is there to say? You guys got anything left on Will Smith? I've said all I can say.
Put it all out there, man.
Yeah, you said a lot.
I know.
This is your podcast today.
I know.
Yo, Will Smith.
He said it earlier. We brought up emancipation to Mimi.
Yeah.
That's the reason she was free.
Man, listen.
Nah, I'm just kidding.
This is the Play Me Something podcast, yo. Right now we got a poll up, I think, comparing I Decided and Damn.
Writing.
Y'all love Kendrick, I get it.
Writing.
Just tell me why. Specifically writing. I just want to know. You got to tell me why so we can respond and delve into why is this better written? Why is this not better written? Let's respond. Tell me. Don't just vote. We got votes. I want to know. Give me your opinion and shit.
Shout out to the homie Frankie coming through.
Oh yeah, shout out to Frankie from the What About Your Friends podcast.
Yes, yes.
He just came through for this episode just to hang out for a little bit. Wanted to sit in.
He is a part of Play Me Something.
He is always a part of. He is forever a part of Play Me Something. But this particular episode, he's just hanging. He's just hanging. You'll see him as a bigger role in later episodes.
As long as you guys keep using my image, I will always be a part of it.
Yes. He's the one responsible for the Play Me Something image on the Twitter, the cover photo.
Yes.
Just in case you guys are wondering.
I'm the one in the box.
Yes, he actually is the one in the box. The other dude is this bum nigga sitting next to me. Now, moving on. We have 2 playlists out. What? Damn. Yeah. We got more podcasts coming.
We got another playlist.
Another one on Know It should be up. We got another one, 2 coming on Know It actually. Damn. And then we doing I Decided and Damn, both revisiting both albums and comparing them. Yo, follow us on Twitter at play_me_something. SMTHN. Follow us on Instagram, SoundCloud, whatever. Thank you so much for listening.
Thanks for
listening,
listening,
bye, everybody.
y'all.
Say thank you.
Yo, listen to some Will Smith.
Yo, listen to some Will Smith too. Don't play yourself.